Well, we are winding up our, I guess this has been a five-part uh, trip through the Hebrew alphabet. And we've done it in sort of uh, a unique way. Instead of going from Aleph to Tav, straight through like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, we've, uh, we've done the three mother letters first, Aleph, Mem, Shin. Then we did this seven double letters, which signed to the planetary spheres. And then we did the 12 signs of the zodiac. And we're finishing up with the 12 signs of the zodiac and the tarot card, the moon, and the Hebrew letter Kuf. So just look at these for a moment. These are these are like genie. Crowley calls them that. The mercurial genie here, and then the caliphotic genie here. Now Crowley doesn't tell us very much about these sigils, if you will, but he assigns them to the Hebrew alphabet. That's not a P, that's a Kuf there. So let's just finish up with the 12th sign of the zodiac, at least counting in that direction. Kuf, in the Hebrew letter Kuf. Kuf is very important. They all are, of course, but especially when it comes to sleep and dreams. Let's see what DuQuette has to say. There's what a Kuf looks like. It looks like a P, and it joins very low on the tree of life because the path coming up the tree of life comes from the end of it goes from the bottom up, the serpent climbing the tree. Kuf, it's a Q. Now you could use a Kuf for a K or a Q or a C, if you will. Uh, even the word Kabbalah, okay, because you see traditional parochial Kabbalists spell it K-A, and then they have two B's and an L-A-H, or just an L-A, and sometimes with a single B. But usually you see it Kabbalah, Kabbalah. So that's sort of the traditional European spelling of the science, the art and science. And Christians, when Christians saw, well, this is more than just a simple religious thing. This is a universal mathematical cool thing. And around in the Renaissance period, I guess, I'm sure scholars can correct me here. Christian Kabbalists, especially those that would eventually be associated with the Hermetic and Rosicrucian movements of the Enlightenment and stuff, and they termed their Kabbalah with a C, C-A-B-A-L-A, and along about the late 18th and throughout the 19th century, the Hermetic Kabbalists and started spelling it with a Q. Q-A-B-A-L-A-H, Kabbalah. So when you see in literature and book titles and things like that, when you see Kabbalah spelled with a Q, it's likely a book that approaches the subject from the Western magical or hermetic angle, and not so much as uh, the system applied to religious exegesis on Bible stories and uh, and things like that. All of them are Kabbalah. All of them are all of them are fine within their own self-referential universe. So it just irritates me no end to see people arguing the superiority of their kind of Kabbalah against somebody else's kind of Kabbalah. And and of course the Greeks, because the Greek alphabet has the same dynamics as how the Hebrew alphabet's applied to Kabbalistic things. So please remember that all of the systems are equally valid within their own self-referential environment. Okay, so when you see a different kind of tree of life with the paths going differently, don't jump to the conclusion, oh, that one, oh, that's wrong. Oh, geez, you know. No. If you if you'd spend the 10 years that you've spent on your study of the Kabbalah on that one, you'd say, oh, that's cool, you know. Uh, so please, uh, lighten up. Okay, that's my I should have saved that for the Sunday sermon. Anyway, here is the Q. And Kabbalah is spelled with a Q. Kabbalah, the word Kabbalah in Hebrew is spelled Kuf Lamed Dalet. No, Q. It's not spelled like that. It's spelled Kuf Bet Lamed. QBL. Okay. Now, like I said, you could treat that in English, treat that Q as a K, like the Kababalas do. Okay. But it's spelled with a Q. QBL. Okay. I'm off to a great start. Okay, here's the letter. We finally reached the end of the simple letters. And the simple letters, there's 12 simple letters of the Hebrew alphabet, and they're assigned to the 12 houses of the zodiac and the 12 signs of the zodiac. So this is the last one. And in our little series here, this is the 22nd letter we've looked at. Kuf. Okay. Here, I'll hold up a kuf for you here if I can find it again. Okay. Kuf is path number 29. It joins Netzach, victory, that's number 7, to Malkuth, kingdom, that's number 10. Kuf is quite unique. It is very similar to the English capital P, with none of its components touching. It also looks like a left-facing profile, of Elvis Presley with really long eyebrows drooping down past his chin. In case you didn't go. Okay, there's Elvis Presley looking left. Okay, that's his haircut there. Okay. And that's the back of his head right there. See? And there's his eyebrows that he let grow in front of his face, drooping all the way down. Can't you see that? This is serious stuff. It looks like a left-facing profile of Elvis Presley with really long eyebrows, drooping down past his chin. Kuf is spelled Kuf Vav Pei. The three letters enumerate to 186, or using Hey final, 906. Now, Hazen is, or Kuf is another one of the final letters that appears differently at the end of a word. And it has a different numeration. In this case, what is it, 900? No. Yeah. Anyway, my dear late friend, Donald Craig, because sometimes Kuf is pronounced cough, okay? He said, what was the Kabbalists, what did the what was the last sound a Kabbalist made, the ancient Kabbalist made when he died? His final cough. I didn't make that, but that's Donald Michael Craig. Okay, let's move on. Cough must be really must be meditated upon in conjunction with the following letter, Resh, which means the face. And we talked about Resh when we talked about the planetary spheres, which means the face or the front of the head. The back of the head is the location of the cerebellum and the medulla oblongata, also known by the Hindus as the mouth of God. This area is the most primitive part of the brain and could care less about the evening news or your job or what wine to drink with fish. It keeps itself active even when we are asleep, unconscious, or otherwise wiped out. Kuf is the Hebrew letter of sleep. It also has a very strange assortment of other meanings, including monkey, anus, vomit, and eye of a needle. Go figure. Kuf is one of the 12 simple letters and represents the zodiac sign of Pisces and the tarot trump, the moon. Okay, we have gone through the Hebrew alphabet in the order of, let's see here, in the order of how the Hebrew alphabet was created. The three mother letters, just a quick review, three mother letters that sprang from a negative singularity: yellow aleph, air; blue mem, water; red fire, sheen. Three mother letters. Okay. They create the up and down, the right and left, or east and west, and north and south walls of a cube. And those walls Those 6 walls in that center are the 7 double letters. Now, most of those, with the exception of the central Saturn, it makes sense that they're double letters because they have opposites. Okay. And we might speculate that the 3 mother letters don't have opposites because they haven't created opposites yet. They're part of almost a pre-manifested universe. The duality hasn't been formed with the 3 mother letters. With the 7 double letters comes duality. It's a downer. It's like the supernal triad of God falling asleep and dreaming at 7. Okay. And the 12 simple letters are represented by the oblique angles or the edges of the, I'm holding it every way I can except right side up. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to, at least I've asked Constance to say a few words about her Tibetan hook, her magical implement, the hook, and she's even made a painting of it, and I hope she'll allow us to see that. So that's tomorrow. But for the moment, let's end our Hebrew. Let's have fun with the Hebrew alphabet by going through the tarot cards in the order that we examined the Hebrew alphabet. Start with the 3 mother letters, Aleph, Mem, Hangman, and Shin. Now, these guys extended infinitely outward from their aboveness, belowness, rightness, leftness, frontwards, backwards, and formed above with Bet. And below, Gimel. And east, Dalet. And west, Kaf. Not Kuf, Kaf. And the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter. And north, Pei. And south, Resh, the sun. And the oblique angles, or the edges of the infinitely expanding cube, if you can't actually picture what happened at the Big Bang, if you can't wrap your meat brain around a spherical expansion of the universe, then you can imagine a cubical expansion of the universe, and that's what we've got here, right in this sucker right there. Okay. So it's hard to pinpoint a place on the surface of a sphere, but you can picture pinpoint places on the edge of a cube. So that's just what the Kabbalists did. Starting with Aries. Okay. Taurus, Vav. Oh, Aries was, excuse me, Aries was actually hay, but in this case, Tzadi, No, I have that the other way around. The old way of looking at the emperor card was Hay, but Hay is usually associated with Aries, Taurus, Vav, Zion, Gemini, Chaf, Cancer, Tet, Leo, Yod, Virgo, Lamed, Libra, Justice, Nun, Scorpio, Samek, Sagittarius, or the old Temperance card, Oyan, Capricorn, the Devil, and usually they would say Tzadi for the old star, but we say Hey, Aquarius. Whatever it is, it's still the star. And we just looked at it. Kuf, Pisces, the moon. And right in the middle of the whole thing, as if it all expanded from the singularity of Tav. And Tav is associated with Saturn. Saturn is not only number 3 on the tree of life, which is the third face, if you will, of the singularity of the supernal triad, number 3. When you get to number 3, you also get to number 2 and number 1. But it's the highest of the high. And it's also directly connected with the lowest of the low. It's a snake with its tail in its mouth. That's why Saturn shares a mystic identity with the element Earth, which is often treated as a stepchild element. But it's the throne of the ace, which is a big, wonderful mystery. That's what makes the princesses of the court card tarot so important. It's what makes the 10 so important. What really makes the 10 of discs very important, because it's the only place in the cosmos that can jumpstart a new Big Bang. And I'll leave you with that tomorrow. And hopefully Constance will share her hook. Worked for me. Don't tell her I said that. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.